The gaming world is weird, and every month gameranx documents it. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, the weird gaming stories of June 2018. Number 10, a guy spends his time in VR, not chatting, not playing games, not doing any of the various things that you can do in VR. Instead, he runs a YouTube channel in which he attempts to convince people that he is Tutorial Bot, a bot running in the program that teaches people how to use the program. He directs people towards character customization.
How to customize!
If you'd like to customize your character, go to the Customization Character module.
Plays the music, talks in other languages and sign language, and answers various inane questions. It's actually a pretty good YouTube channel, although it's a little ways in. There's obviously going to be more Tutorial Bot to come, and people generally just flat out completely fall for Tutorial Bot. So, I mean, except a few people, and it's particularly funny when people don't believe it's a bot. Just watch it, it's funny. Look up Tutorial Bot on YouTube. Number 9, somebody made a PC mod based on Fortnite, spent $10,000 making a case, 3D printed a bus, basically did everything they could to make all the components look as Fortnite-y as possible. It has the logo on the front, as well as some wood as it would be built in Fortnite. It is not that cool. I love Fortnite, and I love $10,000 computers. Don't get me wrong, but this is not what I would have done. And that's not to say he did a bad job, because he did a good job. In fact, he did a phenomenal job. I'm talking entirely in terms of taste here, and I'm sure that there are people that are going to disagree with me. But it is, I mean, it's a Fortnite computer. As cool as Fortnite is, it's cool as a game, and not as basically a piece of furniture that is visible in a room at all times. Number 8, Sony is blocking the use of Fortnite accounts on Xbox and Nintendo Switch, so if you created your Epic account on PS4 or have at any point logged into your Epic account on PS4, it's stuck on PS4. Of course, you can still use it on PC and mobile, but this is kind of a big issue seeing as a lot of the player base plays on console. This made pretty much everyone angry, because a lot of work goes into the Battle Pass and some players spend a lot of money on skins. And creating a new Epic account to play on Switch or Xbox means none of it carries over. For some players, this is a deal breaker and they're refusing to play with a secondary account, and that's entirely understandable. My fingers are crossed because, frankly, this just sucks. The fact I can't play it on Switch because I previously played it on PS4 is, I mean, I would call it pretty harsh, honestly. Like, cool, I need a second account and I can't use any of my stuff? I am so there. Sign me up, Sony. Like, seriously. There's a reason why that Xbox One and Nintendo Switch Minecraft together commercial was put together so quickly and rubbed into all of our faces. It's not even that I really care about playing with people that I know through other consoles. It's that I don't want to do all the progression again. I just want to play the game. Todd Howard kind of gave the final blow in an interview where he's talking about Fallout 76, where he says the game has no crossplay because Sony is not, quote, as helpful as everyone would like it to be. So at the moment, because it doesn't make sense to him to do crossplay at all if you can't do it on PS4, understandable, it's the leading platform. More players are there than any other console, and he says we would love to do that, but right now it's not possible, specifically due to Sony's stalemate attitude. Number 7, an April Fool's game, Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, which is a physics-based parody of the Battle Royale genre, which, by the way, I'm just gonna go ahead and say is freaking great. If you can imagine all of the bad, like, ragdoll physics people parodies of games, but as a Battle Royale game that's just silly and intentionally buggy, well, then you know what this is. And everybody should play it because it's wonderful. In June, Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, which started out as a free game, went premium at a cost of $4.99. Now this sounds maybe like a ripoff, but I'm gonna go ahead and say no, not a ripoff, and that if they can use that money to make it into a stable game that is still every bit as silly and intentionally buggy, I think they should, and I hope that they don't have to do anything else with their lives. I hope that's it. I hope it's done, because thank you for making this. Please bring it to Switch. Number 6, somebody made a common features in Assassin's Creed chart, and And as it turns out, a lot of Assassin's Creed games actually have most of the Assassin's Creed features. There were a few discrepancies between crouch, whistle, riding a horse, and naval combat, but a lot of the features that they went back and forth on for much of the series have ended up in both Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, except Odyssey doesn't have the Templars in it. There's also a couple of things that are obviously a bit weird that are revealed by this chart. For instance, that after Revelations, every single game had whistling in it, except for Unity, which they were like, nah, whistling doesn't belong in Unity, and then brought it back for Syndicate. I don't know. It's a pretty cool chart, though, by Big Diesel Gaming. Number 5, in South Korea, a person who made an Overwatch hack ended up going to jail. The person who made a hack and sold it and eventually made about $180,000 is facing 12 months in jail because the hack violates South Korea's game industry promotion law. In 2016, they criminalized aimbots in South Korea, and I think this is probably a descendant of that decision. South Korea has a lot of money in gaming, so obviously they take it pretty seriously. And fair play, cheating sucks. Don't do it. Not in online games, anyway. Number 4, speaking of people who went ahead and got put in jail for something they did in a game, a man jailed 6 years ago for making threats in RuneScape was just recently released. He made some threats in 2012 when he was 19, where he made some very, very specific threats about bombing a high school, which isn't a laughing matter at all. You know, I understand some of the banter that goes back and forth, but if you're actually threatening to bomb a high school, I think you're probably gonna get in trouble. And I get why he got in trouble. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison after pleading guilty to the crime. He also had to be on house arrest for a while. He claims that it was trolling, and I don't know. Let it be a lesson to you if you say specific threats to people to try to upset them. It can get a little hairy. Number 3, Republic of Gaming built a smartphone for gamers. A gaming smartphone, actually, that you can clip on a cooling fan to. Now, interestingly enough, it has a large number of ports. It's got a couple of USB-C 2.0 ports, a regular plain old headphone jack. They also made this bizarre twin view dock that kind of works like a 3DS, but having twin screens on a smartphone thing doesn't really make that much sense. It's interesting, and in some ways it's pretty cool. It sure as hell has a hefty battery, but I mean, we'll see for what. There's a reason previous attempts like the Sony Xperia didn't really work. Number 2, a 71-year-old man and his son, who was an adult, full-grown, actual adult, got arrested for assaulting another player they got angry about for stealing their gym, which is, you know, a mechanic of Pokemon Go. They claimed the player had stolen their gym and threw a Gatorade bottle at them. The guy chucked back the Gatorade bottle, and it hit the dad, the 71-year-old man, in the face, who I would think would never have gotten into this situation due to wisdom and experience. Not the case, though. A bystander took video of it, got them in trouble, and the 71-year-old man and his 31-year-old son are now facing third-degree assault charges. And finally, number 1, a Shadow of the Tomb Raider developer, in fact, the head of the studio, Eidos Montreal, the people in charge of that game, called The Last of Us Part 2 gameplay fake. They said it was a fake demo, which it was not a fake demo, but I'm thinking this was a bad move on his part. Now, he does mention that he's a native French speaker and says that it was just bad wording and said he was sorry, and that he was a fan of Naughty Dog's games. So I think there may be some element of misunderstanding here, but still, don't say stuff. Like, don't comment on other people's games before they're out. It's so much smarter than doing it, especially if you don't speak English natively. Did you see anything weird this last month in the gaming world? Let us know in the comments, of course. And if you like this video, please click the like button. If you're not subscribed, now would be a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter @FalconTheHero, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.